Okay, quick principle for you, one that I've been forgetting, and so one that I want to talk about and remind myself of so that I can do a little bit better. The principle is never let your mouth overload your back. I've been feeling overloaded lately. I've been feeling overextended. I've been feeling depleted, and I've tried to unpack that and figure out what's going on. You know, what has to happen so that I don't feel this way. And what I've found is that a large part of it is my own fault, right? It's often that way. I've been making a lot of commitments, and I've been following through on those commitments, as many of them as I reasonably can, but that's the issue. You can only reasonably fulfill on so many commitments. And there are two ways that you can become better at doing what you say you're going to do. You can do more, or you can say less. And saying less is the easier option. Yet, often out of good intention, we overcommit and we overextend. If a colleague needs help with an internal project, if a friend wants to go to lunch, if any number of things could happen, we are so quick to say, oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, we should do that sometime, or yeah, I'll help you by this project by this date. And I am guilty of this. I do it all the time. I do it less now than I used to, and I need to do it even less. I need to make fewer commitments, and I need to be more realistic with the people on the other side of the table about what is likely going to happen. It goes so far as when an old friend reaches out to say, hey, I'd love to do lunch sometime. We haven't seen each other for forever. If it's just kind of surface level pleasantries, like, oh yeah, it would be so nice if, I'm pretty quick to say, actually, it's a really busy time. I also would love to get together, but it's unlikely to happen in the next 6 months. That is more realistic. And what I've found is that the person on the other side is very appreciative of the realism. And while it often doesn't sound nice, nice is not what we're going for here. What I find is that the truest and most dear relationships that I have value the honesty and the realistic expectations. And what you'll find is that people will start to see you as a credible, reliable person. Do what you say you're going to do. You want to bat as close to 1,000 in that domain as you possibly can. And the farther from 1,000 you bat, the less reliable you are, the less reliable you are perceived to be. And I would say the lower quality person you are, the lower quality friend, the lower quality colleague. And so often in this effort to please, and often in an effort to be nice, we say, yes, I will absolutely help you with all of these things. And we do that 17 times. And before you know it, we're either overloaded or we just sweep some of the things under the rug. We forget about them. We hope the other person forgets about them too, but they often don't. And usually it will come back to bite us. And it may not be so overt as a bite per se. It might be subtle, but it affects the relationship. And so what I have found is if you want to get farther ahead, one of the easiest things to do, or the simplest, maybe it's not the easiest, but simplest, is to live by the mantra, do what you say you're going to do. And the corollary principle, don't let your mouth overload your back. So before you let your mouth just run wild, think before you speak, take a moment, pause, and make a realistic commitment. What I find is that there's often an easy way to extend the timeline or to not make the commitment at all, or to find some way around it so that around it makes it sound sleazy. It makes it sound, maybe I said that wrong. But the point is, if you do what you say you're going to do, people will take note and you'll start to become a more reliable, more credible person. So that's the principle. Don't let your mouth overload your back. Remember it. I'm trying to do that. If you do it, you'll be happier. You'll be more successful in your relationships. At least that's what I tell myself. I believe that that is true. Peace.